Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We are playing in the realistic mode and we are slowly getting our roads built, getting our early industry up and running. We're currently producing some of our own steel, though there's still plenty of work to be done. This is not being set up for construction yet, and we will need to do that. So if I go and grab this, and we'll go to number 3 and we'll assign construction. Please do that one, please do this one, and please do that one. So all these construction can start happening. It's snowing, and so I kind of hate it because everything is so slow. But really, we are almost through 1960, and we're almost halfway through our rubles, and we definitely need to start getting into building some of these other items as we go. Certainly some of these things, but I don't want to do too much at once. And so one of the things that I'm kind of thinking about is kind of getting a few things up and running, and then probably heading back into a time lapse to be honest, just to make sure we keep going. But at the moment, I can't even see what we need to get into here. So I think one of the other things we can probably grab is a little bit of gravel road here, and even over there. And what we'll do is we will assign this to roads and paths. We'll do that one, and the other one we might go and grab and say you are going to go to roads 2. Here we go. I wanted to pop in here. Is this this one is the one with the buses, so I'll just rename this one and say construction office workers is kind of what we're on with that. So we'll just rename that so we know. So that's generally kind of the feel for it. Are we? No. So we're missing workers over here, but yeah, all of the steel has kind of run away. And so I'm kind of assuming that it's been dropped off somewhere. Where did our steel go? I'm definitely not exporting steel, so I'm kind of wondering whether it's been delivered for some form of construction. We're not doing any other construction, are we? We should have... We don't even have firefighters over here, but this bus should bring us some firefighters. Yeah, so we've got some firefighters at least. That's interesting. Oh, the steel was picked up. So the steel is heading somewhere. Might be heading in here for this. Yeah, it's probably where it's going. Yeah, those items are kind of being dropped off there. So a little bit more gravel, and then the initial works will start there. Yeah, this will probably go into this conveyor. Yeah, mechanical components has already been dropped off, and then yeah, there we go. Only some steel there. Other steel went into this one. So yeah, a fair bit of stuff is kind of popping around. I'm happy that we are making reasonable amounts of steel, but of course that's why we're getting this one up and running here. So one of the things that I thought we may be able to do is we could potentially grab this guy and say you can grab a little bit of steel over there, and then what we'll do is we'll assign CO dumpers, CO roads to this one. So let's just grab CO roads 2 over there. I just want to get these things up and running a little bit quicker. We'll do CO roads 2 to this one as well. To be honest, did we need earthwork stuff? Yeah, we probably need to get the earthwork stuff in here also. So let's just make sure we get everything in there. And even this one, let's just get the roads 2 there so we can bring in a little bit of steel from I just want to get I'm not going to buy that, but what I just want to make sure we get a little bit of stuff in here. Some steel is being collected. As soon as we get the steel, it is being collected and moved through. Not that pricey, but in terms of import, it is pretty pricey. Okay, slow and steady, everything is kind of getting done, and I'm kind of wondering about a bit of a time lapse. So, guys, what I'm going to do is, until we get that up and running, I'm going to go into a bit of a time lapse, and I'll see you on the other side of that time lapse. Guys, I'm going to pop out of that time lapse ever so quickly, and the idea is really that I just wanted it's gone on to 1961, and I wanted us to have a quick look at what the finances looks like for last year, basically. Start date was didn't want to do that. The last month, this month. So basically, I just wanted to go back all the way till the start of the game, which I believe was around March. So we'll just keep going back. Yeah, that's the start. So since the start, what has happened? We've imported 122,000 rubles worth of resources. We've imported. Oh, that's a vehicle we sold. We've imported 226,000 rubles worth of vehicles and almost 30,000 rubles worth of foreign manpower. So that's a pretty high number there. We haven't actually got any immigrant pieces, and we haven't exported anything yet. So that's kind of the picture there. So the total picture is 373,000 rubles worth of stuff is what we've kind of done. So our budget has dropped a fair bit. So I'll continue to do this until we should be pretty close to getting this thing up and running. But I will time lapse it again, and I'll see you once these two things are done, and we can actually start to build steel at a bit more sustainable rate. Okay, guys, and I'm back. It took a little longer than I actually expected it to take, so we definitely ended up getting there in the end. But yeah, so now we've got the coal going, and the other stuff is happening now. So at least we've got a fair chunk of coal, so we should be able to create a little bit more steel out of this mix. So what I'm going to do is just going to head over here to our distribution area and say we're only going to be dropping off iron for the time being. The rest will all have to run through this area, so we can at least keep that a fair bit fuller. I think that will be a little bit more resilient than it has been in the past. So clearly you can see our coal stores are staying fairly well in place now. I think if I have a quick look here, interesting. This needs to be anyway. What I need to do is I just need to make sure that this is also getting CO2 roads or CO roads too, so we can get some steel from the border post over there as well. And then probably this one needs to get everything assigned to it also, just so we can get this moving a little bit quicker as well. Now, in the meantime, we did finish a fair number of little road sections here. So very, very happy with that. Once we've got this one done, we'll do the other two sections there. And I think now is almost the time. I think now is the time for us to actually go ahead and finish up this section as well. So let's grab that piece there, and we'll go about assigning this to whoever we can assign it to. So dumpers, roads and paths. I don't think CO2 is fine. We'll just do that and see about how that goes. If we can get that one done pretty quickly, we should be able to move things along. Everything will move quicker now that the snow has cleared up a little bit. We're under the 600,000, but we should be getting pretty close now. And I think we can go about starting to work on some other things as well. What I would like to do is I'd like to run that section. We can run the outer one in due course also. Roads and paths there, please. Let's assign that one. See about getting at least all of the stuff dumped in there. Yeah, there they go. Fair bit of steel heading off that way for the time being. Yeah, there we go. Anything in here? Yeah, we've got our mechanical components being dropped off. We don't have any workers anywhere. Yeah, even here, we're struggling a little bit getting everything in there. Workers will arrive and we'll run out of iron first, I think, this time around. But yeah, some steel is being created at least. But yeah, we're not going to get there in terms of the iron now. So at least we need to up the iron game here. This is looking much healthier now with the coal. Certainly we'll be able to produce a fair bit more steel with this iteration. Slowly we're getting little bits of steel dropped off. Is this like 11 tons? Ooh, 10 tons. Is that going to be enough? It's for this one now. So we'll be able to finish that one off. New vehicle types are arriving, though that's something that I'm not too interested in at the moment. Yeah, a fair bit of coal being dropped off, and the coal is coming in thick and fast now. There's steel available over here. We're coming to drop off some water, I think. Yeah, lots of coal coming in, which is nice and healthy for us at the moment. It means that our steel production should be able to run fairly nicely once that one is up. So that's something I'm looking at with a lot of interest getting that in there. Oh, this has been done. So what we'll do is we will pop in these two sections of roads, and I believe we should fairly comfortably be able to put all of them on the work spot here. So we'll get roads and paths to go to this one, and we'll get roads 2 to come to this one and sort that out. This is underway also. How's this going? 10 tons more steel required. Should have a steel delivery coming in at some point. But yeah, looking nice with all of our roads in place now. Obviously, we'll keep going with the roads as we start our construction of other items as well. These two sections, and then this last stretch there is about our last big stretches of road, and then we'll kind of move out this way. This one will make a big difference, and then that section through there is also pretty useful. I'm kind of tempted to maybe just extend this one out a little bit that way, and what we'll do is we'll run this one through here, and we might end up not actually keeping that, but anyway, for the time being, it's okay. We are running out of iron because there's a lot of demand to get coal over there, so that's all good. That's going to kind of be the situation for us for quite a while, I think. All of this is looking nice. We do need a little section of road here, but some of these roads can kind of slowly make their way in. But yeah, we now need to start getting the rest of this stuff actually built. Certainly power infrastructure. We do need a bit of power infrastructure over here because I don't believe we have power infrastructure right over here. So presumably we will need to build ourselves a little piece of a little one like this. That should be fairly reasonable if we just kind of place it over there. At the same time, we'll want to run something pretty small out this way. Maybe just that one. We'll do a little bit of that. We will switch that on, and what we'll do is we'll assign this to everybody. We'll slowly get this built without maybe roads 2. So we'll get steel from our own internal sources. Similarly, we'll probably get all of these guys included. I don't think we need steel on that one, but we'll get these guys up and running to start just doing a few things. It's going to be important for us to start working on this one also. So let's get cracking on all of this. Just roads 2 is not what we're going to use there. Roads and paths could do one more little section here. I'm kind of wondering if we can get that section done with roads and paths, or whether that's going to be a requirement for us. Not roads 2, roads and paths and dumpers, and I'll probably have to get workers in there too. So let's just do that and get that section done. Wow, was that... no, it's just running straight through there to kind of deliver over here and finish that one off. This is very close to being done, and that is almost there. Then this will become a little bit better. I think we're almost done here. No, still not. We're still waiting on a few more workers in this location. We're waiting on workers in this location. Also, workers are actually arriving, though they are taking a bit of a detour. One worker. Wow, that's really not what I had in mind. Yeah, it's probably because of the distances that's being traveled from the border post at the moment. Yeah, okay, so where are we? Oh, there's plenty of vehicles kind of lining up to get refueled over here, so that's okay. But I think we're getting pretty close to getting things done. We're at March now. We really need to start building this town now if we were at all interested in getting things up for the next winter. I think we may. If we get this going on, we can continue to build as long as we've got our heating plant up and running. So heating is starting to be dropped off over here. Stuff is being dropped off over here as well. We can start getting workers in place to get that sorted out. We should be pretty close on these things. If we can just get a load of workers every now and again, we should be able to get some stuff done. This is fairly sizable in terms of that, and this one is running some steel for us. Yeah, the steel is looking much healthier just with that one in place. So if we can get that one done, it will help us out a little bit. Now, we are obviously kind of just managing our expectations with regards to how much we can actually do. 5 tons of steel now available. So slowly we are actually sorting things out. Very happy to see that we've gone as far as we have. There's obviously other sections that can get a bit of a construction going. That's been done over here. That's been done over there. I think we're probably up at about the spot where we'll now go and grab this section. So actually, let's start off with that section over there. And probably this section over on this side. And that can be dumpers and road 2. And this one can be dumpers and roads and paths. Slowly, we'll just get little sections of it done. And this is why it's just easier to do the long stretches all at once. Excellent. That one is done. So that's quite helpful. Now we can actually run through this stretch because they can go around there and it's not going to be too bad. So that's one that I'm after also. So let's get that section in place. And this will be dumpers and roads and paths, I think. Going to be fine. So we'll get that section done, and then we'll need to do that last stretch at the back there. But all in all, looking pretty healthy, and we should be able to move things through fairly quickly now. A bit of construction going on here, a bit of construction going on over there. Are we almost done here? That one's done, and now we've actually got some workers in place here. Though there is a little bit more steel and mechanical components required, but we may actually be able to get it from here, which is also quite good. And what we can potentially do is get roads or roads 2 switched off there, so that we'll not procure it at the border. But yeah, things are moving along pretty quickly. This stuff is coming in thick and fast at the moment. What we need to do is get that one built so that we can get iron ore ready to go also. Some more workers coming in. Oh, no, they're just bypassing that section, but that's all good. That little stretch there was a bit of a bottleneck for us, so I'm happy that we've got that one sorted out. These two can just make their way there over time. I believe we've just got some workers dropped off here. Yeah, because it seems like when it's a small section, you just don't get the mechanisms in here. But anyway, that section's done now, so that should be quite healthy for us. Slowly we'll get all of that done, and we'll need to get these little sections done over here. But yeah, I think that's looking reasonable. It's looking really reasonable. These guys are motoring along down here to go and drop stuff off everywhere. I think this is a lot of gravel going in here. Obviously a few bits and pieces. The last bits of steel are coming in. We're not going to probably get that worker there in time, so we'll need another round of workers. This is a lot of coal being dropped off, I think. Oh, some of that's just going. So that's iron ore, or iron going straight in here for the time being. Yeah, got our last bit of steel there. So this is so close to being done now. We just need one more load of workers, I think. Yeah, one more load of workers should be able to get there. A decent load of workers should be able to get us there. Though instead you've decided to drop them off here. No, where did you go with those workers? It's an interesting one. Have we finished building this? Is there anything signed here? Yeah, so stuff has been dropped off. We just need about 5 work days to come and fix this. Yeah, this is our own steel being dropped off over here. So I'm hoping we can get this done. Excellent. That's the bulldozer is there. Come on, we're so close. Give me a load of workers, please. I think that might be it right there. Constant workers running through. Yeah, we're actually out of workers here. This is the issue. We don't have enough workers at that border post to really do that. So really the next thing for us is to run this so that we can start bringing our workers from our own town. That's really the next step for us. But hopefully we can get a reasonable amount of steel so that we can kind of procure most of it ourselves. Oh my goodness, it's actually going over here. I'm hopeful that this is coming to the iron store. 11 workers. Is that going to be enough? I hope it is. It might be enough. If they can last a few more days in there, yeah, I think it's going to be okay. Excellent. And we are producing more steel now. Yes, that's going to be fine. We're going to have that one done. Pause that game quickly. So we quickly just assign iron in there. And then we're going to grab our distribution facility. We're going to remove the steel mill completely. And we're going to add the iron store there. And we're going to say, please unload iron up to about a value of, let's just go with 30%. For the time being. So if we do 50 and 30, we should get things sorted pretty nicely. So once we get the iron ore in there, we've got a reasonable amount of coal ready to go. And then this should be much healthier. I'm looking forward to getting that in place. But these guys are doing a constant run. You know what? Maybe what we should do is drop this down to 30% and drop that down to, say, 10%. And I think that should be pretty reasonable. Well, we're nowhere close to 30. 20, maybe 20%. I just want to make sure that we're balancing things out a little bit. So let's just go to 20% and 10% on the other one, and then we'll up our game as we don't need any more of that. But anyway, we're going to drop off some workers here, but we don't have any iron because the iron needs to come from the border. But hopefully we'll get that done fairly reasonably quickly now. Excellent. These sections have been done. Wow, we're really effective at getting these road sections done. That's been done. This is under construction, no problems. So obviously one of the other sections we need to do is over here. So let's make sure to grab that section and that section, assign this to dumpers and the roads in the road 2, and this one will have dumpers and roads and paths, and we'll get them to come and do these pieces. And then once that's done, we'll go in here. Even this section. Yeah, I mean, we don't need all of this stuff, but some of this stuff is quite reasonable for us to do. I can go ahead and do that piece as well. That's going to be useful. So let's just make sure to put dumpers and roads and paths on there. Yeah, that'll be good because they can go around that section. So we've got multiple pieces of resilience in here, so it's all good. It's all good. We'll keep working on it. This is progressing. Right, we're over halfway done with that. We can assign priorities, of course, but for the time being, it's going to be okay. Once that gets dumped there, now we're going to start seeing a fair bit of steel being produced. I think this is the moment we've been waiting for, steel at some kind of large scale. Now we're only bottlenecked by the amount of workers that we actually get out here. And with that last section being done here, that's pretty reasonable for us to... We have this section through there now. That's good. That's really awesome. That last little section is not going to be too bothersome for us. Why is that one going over there? Yeah, it's just the old cat tracking in the old route that it basically assigned. So all of that, our road connections are looking really good. We are making a fair bit of progress here. I was going to go in, drop it off over there. Get these last pieces sections of road done. Doing a lot of work here, and we've got, yeah, absolutely everything is looking, or most things are looking reasonably well. What we can go do is get that last section done over here as well. This will be dumpers and roads and paths. They've got some extra vehicles there, and we can also do, I believe, this section here. Who's doing this? This is dumper and road and paths. So we'll just leave that in. That should be all good. And this is roads and paths. Yeah, so that should have all the pieces in place now. Still waiting on a little bit more stuff. Yeah, but we've got other vehicles heading this way. This is the roads and paths. Yeah, all looking pretty reasonable. Yeah, everything being dropped off. A police station, fire brigade. Yeah, hopefully we will keep having some firefighters ready to go. Once that section is done, everything that should be a pretty smooth trip in there, to be honest. And once the almost done. Once we get a fire, we'll have to see. But once the snow hits, hopefully the snowplow can keep this nice and cool and calm. That section should be almost done. Some stuff is being dumped over here, I'm sure. We can get roads 2 to sort out this section. Let's do that. Grab ourselves dumpers and roads 2 over here. There's still some internal sections that we can get, of course. For the time being, that should work fairly well. Excellent, that section is done. That last section is going in there. What we can do is we can start construction over here. So we would like cranes and materials, concrete and components, workers, roads and paths, and dumpers. Let's grab all of them in here so we can get the heat exchanger built. And then the next thing we, of course, need to do is sort out this. So again, roads and materials, concrete, workers and dumpers. Get all of that in place and we'll get that pipeline to start happening. How's our steel looking? Steel is looking much healthier, though we're now being bottlenecked by our workers. But I think that's reasonable. And what we can do, of course, is up our numbers now to get a few more workers to come in here. But this number is looking pretty reasonable. Some steel being produced now. Yeah, we're just being kind of bottlenecked by our workers. So, and a constant supply of workers is what we're after. We could get an extra bus, but I'm not sure we've got a proper amount of foreign workers to try and come in here. Almost down to the 500,000 rubles component. Everything else here has been done. So that's looking good. These little last road sections we can kind of do as we get a few of these last sections done. I wouldn't mind kind of trimming through that side. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for some of them, but yeah, we'll get these little bits and pieces done. Yeah, this is going to be slightly more challenging doing all of these. We could make a start on this one. While we wait, we're doing kind of all of these little sections. Make a start on this one and we'll get roads 2 and the dumpers to come in here. They'll come and do their thing. So kind of doing their thing over here, I'm sure. Stuff is being dropped off here, waiting on a little bit more gravel and other bits and pieces. This is done. Excellent, that's good to see. So what we need to do now, how much oil does this? This is a 80-ton oil component, so that's good. What we'll do is we'll grab this distribution facility, pop in there and say unload for me like 30% oil, right? That's 1 ton a day. Yeah, maybe 40% should be good. 40% of oil. So now you'll start running to kind of drop off the oil over there, I'm sure. Right? You should really be. Gas heating plant. Why? Oh, hang on. There we go. Oil right there. There we go. You should grab that. No problems. No problems whatsoever. How much steel do we have? Little bits of steel here. Really, the workers is the issue. So as long as we keep running more workers in here, that's 13 workers there. We just need a constant supply of workers here. That's the only thing for us at the moment. That's almost done on this side. Almost done over there. Lots of little bits and pieces happening. Yeah, we should get some oil in here. Now, of course, in order to make that work, we will need workers. So a big part of that is starting our construction on some of these things. But of course, we won't get any of that in place until we actually get started on things. So one of the things I'm quite keen on is making a start on this one. So let's get our shopping center going. Let's start working on that. The hospital, the school and things like that we will also need to do, but we'll need a path or two. Okay, now that we've got this in place, the path shouldn't be much of an issue. So now what we'll do is we'll do that. We'll run. Ooh. Oh, we've got. Oh crap! That's in exactly the wrong spot. Let's trim that back, please. We'll trim that back even more. We should be able to get a path around here. Okay, so we'll do that so we at least have some access points going on. I would like to gravel these up at some point. What we'll do is we'll run a path up here and we'll move it along there and in there. We'll do a bit of this. That's going to be the police station, so we'll happily go across that side there and cut across here. Cut across this way. In here and all the way up there and probably something like this. So we'll tighten it up a little bit. And what we can do is we can certainly start. I'm not pausing it, am I? No. We can certainly start graveling up some of these sections since we don't actually need any of that just yet. So if we do roads 2 on this one, and we do roads and paths on that one, I believe that should be workable. And we'll do roads and path on this one too. Yeah, and we should be able to get a fair number of those things started. We need to work on the school. We need to work on so many of these things. I'll try and finish off this little section through here. Give me a bit of a roads and paths in, no, not that one. Dumpers and roads and paths here, and we'll see if we can finish that section off. And that's a pretty reasonable little loop of stuff that we've got going on over here. Hopefully we'll see that moving in there. That's busy working on the pipe. So the pipe needs a fair bit of steel to get it on. Only 16 tons though. It's not that bad. We should be able to get 16 tons of steel sorted fairly quickly. This guy is loading directly as quickly as it can. Yeah, it stopped working now, but these are pretty good actually. You just need a constant supply of workers. Excellent. All of this has been dropped off, so that's a pretty good one. We'll get that sorted out. How much is that? 14 tons of gravel. Yeah, so we'll get these paths sorted pretty quickly, so people will be able to walk here with a reasonable amount of time. That's done. We've got our oil in place, and the water has been dropped off, and it should be powered, no problem. So that's all good. Yeah, absolutely. Things are looking pretty good. The heat exchanger is starting to get its materials in place. Yeah, so absolutely everything is moving along. I'm hoping. Oh, and we've got action here at the corner department store as well, with some workers coming in. We've got fair bits of stuff in here. Only a minuscule, 7 tons of steel required to finish that one off. So really reasonable amounts of progress being made. We should be able to get our first round of people in place here, and then hopefully we can sort out some of our power needs and the likes. Let's quickly finish off this little section. If we run it up there, and we'll tie that one in, that's all good, and then we can start work on this one. So let's make sure to grab a little bit of everybody in here so we can get that started off, and we will also touch base with this and start getting our first power lines in place. This power line is not actually that's fairly minuscule amounts of stuff really. So let's get this in place. So we get our first power line up over here, and once we get that substation in place. So things are moving fairly rapidly. I wouldn't mind getting some of this stuff done. So we need a bit of a path over here, and I think that's kind of where I'm going to close off this episode. So if we do a little bit of this, yeah, I like running it like so. And if we turn it down, actually, if we turn it down this way, let's trim it back and try and squeeze it in there. I'm pretty sure it should work to go in there. Yeah, we'll do a little something like this, and so you will be able to tie in over there. That should be good, and we should be able to get you all the action you need. Here, the department store, probably over there, and we'll cut it across to the other side. Oh yeah, that piece was done. Then what we'll do is we'll kind of curve this section in through here. Run it fairly straight down that way. We'll tie that one in, and this one in somewhere. Yeah, we had something here that worked. Yeah, there we go, that works. We will cut across there so that there's actually a bit of a crossing here, a crossing there. All good, so people can get everywhere they need to go. Obviously these need to tie in over here. This needs to tie in there. And we'll probably need to provide some level of connectivity to the other side. Certainly a little bit of a path on this side is good. all about there. We'll get these in there. That's all good. See about getting a connection on this side. That connection over there could work. This connection will work. So we've got the hospital well connected as well. Excellent. So that's looking pretty good. We will continue to expand the construction of our paths. So let's make sure to assign dumpers and roads 2 potentially in there, and dumpers and roads 2. We'll continue doing that. We'll have to make a bit of effort to get all of this done. But yeah, construction is underway. We can probably start work on one of these buildings. Oh, something that I wanted to check is just make sure we're not getting citizens for these straight away. I would actually try and get citizens in from elsewhere, to be honest. Yeah, that's there, so we can continue to expand this area, get a few more people in there. But this is going to be the extent of this town. We're not going to, I mean, there'll be a few more buildings in there, but that's kind of going to be the extent of it. And so I think we're almost done with this episode. Just have a little bit of a look, see if we can't get a few more bits and pieces, try and sort it out. How is this going? We're still waiting on 11 tons of steel. Steel is being produced. Sewage tank overflowed. Okay, overfilled. What's happening with our sewage? Is the sewage truck all busy? Oh, the sewage truck is stuck here. Yeah, there's a bit of an issue. There's a bit of an issue over here. Can I please send you to the depot? Let's send you back to the depot and see if we can get you out of that loop. Okay, perfect. What we'll then do is we'll go to here instead. And then hopefully once we get you in place. It's interesting that you got stuck there. I wonder if there was a bit of a pathing problem. So if you get stuck in there, will you now be able to go and do your sewage rounds again? I'm hoping we can get that sorted out pretty quickly. This construction is slow going. We've got a bit of steel dropped off already, probably waiting on a crane to arrive here. Slowly getting some of our paths done. We could certainly add a little section through here. Okay, we'll up that game there, so we'll get that in place. And what we'll do on this side is run it. Oh, I've got a... Oh, hang on. It's a bit of an issue there. I'd rather we started off with... Yeah, that's okay. We'll do that, and we'll loop it around here, and we'll run it down that way. And we'll see about that piece. Probably... Well, we'll do this kind of stuff. And then we probably need a little bit of a crossing over on that side. There we go. That kind of stuff will work. We could quite comfortably do... Yeah, this kind of stuff's a bit of an issue. Now, if I go in here, can we go auto search for... let's put it onto footpaths, please. Forget about all the other stuff and let's just go for footpaths. I'm not sure which ones are there, but just go for footpaths, please. If you go and auto search footpaths, you should be able to find a few that you can start work on. That's excellent. So that's good. There's a few bits and pieces ready to go. But guys, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. So a couple of time lapses in there just to try and get a few things done. We are moving through this stuff fairly quickly. We are producing a fair bit of steel as long as we can get our workers here on time. So our sewage tank is overfilling at the moment, and that's probably causing some issues for us, but I think that's not the end of the world. We should have the sewage tanker come by and pick stuff up just to see if it's not going to get stuck in this loop thing again over here. Oh my goodness, what is the situation here? There's a bit of an issue with this. I might want to sort this out a little bit. Can I please not do that? Oh my. that is, I'm not sure how I'm going to fix this. This thing keeps heading into this, so I'm not sure if there's something wrong with this facility. If it's got workers, does it do its thing? You just see? No, it keeps bugging out here. I do wonder what the issue is with this thing. Is this thing bugged? Because if it is, that's a bit of a dilemma for us. Obviously, that's the risk when you're playing with modded items. My goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Let's just try and get it to go back here. And then we'll get it in this one. So unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be working really well. And we'll have to see about what we're going to do with that. But steel is being produced at a pretty reasonable rate now, so that should be good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please hit that like button. I will see you in the next episode, where we will keep going. Please tell me what you thought about this episode and about the and about the time lapses, whether you'd like to see those continue, or whether you want to see more detail and take it slow, those kind of things. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Bye-bye!